Good morning, everyone. John here, your host on Mgtow is Freedom. Mgtow is men going their own way. Men going their own way. We get to decide which way we choose to go on, right? I don't get to tell you how to be a man and what way to go. All I do is bring up things that I notice, I talk about, right? And then I say, apply it to you. See if it works. See if you can see the same things I do. And then apply it to yourself, if you wish. It's all your choice, right? Men going their own way. And as I'm wanting to do from time to time, I bring up why I have the motto, I have the penis, right? Why is that my motto? Well, there's new subscribers all the time, and I want to make sure everyone understands this. When I was married, I had built an enormous house for my now ex-wife, and she still occupies it. In that house is an enormous kitchen. It's 14 feet by 16 feet, the kitchen alone, not counting the dining room, right? And I used to take care of everything in the house, and she would have her friends over. And they would sit around in the kitchen, chairs on the island in there and cackle and talk. And I would walk in hot, tired, right, kind of aggravated. There's a bunch of hens in my kitchen. And I would just walk in the middle of them and jump up and say, hey, hey, get all their attention. Go, I have the penis around here. And they would throw a fit. No, that's not true, John. Your wife has, and they couldn't say it, They didn't like the fact that I would jump in there and say I have the penis. They had no response for it. But your wife, yeah, no, right? They couldn't do anything. What do you say? I have the penis. I'm the man, I have the penis. Right? They didn't like it. They didn't have a response. It was funny as hell. I think that happened as far as 10 years ago. I started doing that just for fun. Just to screw with them. What are you going to say? I don't have the penis? It's stupid, right? But they want to have it. And I think the concept of women having penis envy is what started me on that. It's because they want it, but they don't have it. And not only are they short one penis, they're short a whole lot else. And that's what I talk about here. You see, the reason I talk about this is not to put women down. It's not to destroy them. It's because they've stolen from us. They denied respecting men as men. Women have chosen purposefully, whether indoctrinated or not, and continue to put men down, try to denigrate and minimize the importance, power, and purpose men have, trying to minimize us and destroy us. So I do this channel to demonstrate that no, we're not less than. If anything, we're greater than. And they'd better get their shit together and recognize it before they get destroyed themselves. And I'm not talking about us doing it. I'm talking about them doing it to themselves. And they already are. If you're Mgtow, you realize it's not a decision you made. It's a decision women made. They have driven men away from them with their ridiculous antics and their social manipulation and their personal attacks. So let's get into this. Okay, I'm trying to catch back up. Just got back from my little work vacation, and I've got a lot of catching up to do. Okay, so what I got today is I've got three short little comments I got, and I'm gonna read them, and then I'm gonna go into the last one pretty heavily. Okay, so this first one is by an artist. Okay, he says, "Hi John, I enjoyed your video today. I believe you are absolutely right. Mgtow is the only way. After living 50 years on this earth, the fact is perfectly clear. I also wanted to thank you for pointing out that sometimes you have to leave your mom, family, etc. to get away from their manipulative ways. Right? It was the best decision I ever made doing that decades ago. Fuck being guilt-tripped into catering to frivolous whims of others and making their lives my top priority. Life is too short." Okay, so that's what he wrote. He is already, he's been Mgtow, he's 50 years old, right? But he's realized that. And he still comes here and listens to these videos and watches them and comments. It's very interesting to me how, just how this works. Once you wake up, you can't shut your eyes to it anymore. And speaking of shutting your eyes to it, YouTube, I've gone through and just screwed with them a little bit and asked them to manually review a lot of my videos. I think I've had them turn around 10 of them. The one that they refused not to turn around was the Black Widow video. But all the others they had, and said, yep, they're completely advertiser friendly. So if I want, I have to go back through over probably 290 or 300, however many videos I have, minus about a dozen, and tell them to remonetize them all. Now, a lot of them, I'm sure, because of my language, are going to be not advertiser friendly. So I don't know how much I want to bother with, but what they did was they're severely trying to cut everyone out. And again, they're playing some other games. When they decide or determine that a video is not advertiser friendly, they also don't put it in the search listings, I think, because my viewer count went again. Views, not from you subscribers that come back, but just from people looking for Mgtow. In fact, I had someone send me a letter saying, John, your videos are some of the hardest to find when searching for Mgtow. And they didn't understand why, and frankly, I can't understand either, except that I know YouTube doesn't want us getting the message out. But I think the more videos that I ask for them to review, I'm going to start turning guys around inside of Google. I mean, already they've reversed like 7 or 8 or 9 of my videos that have strong Mgtow message just without the strong content. And it's probably getting into their head. They may be looking over their shoulder going, oh shit, I work with some bitches. Okay, so let's go to the next little letter here. This one's from Alan. Hi John, love your videos. The ideas and attitudes and reflections on life are helping me find a better path and goal in life after breaking up with my girlfriend at age 32. All the best. Now, this is an interesting one. Many, many letters have I gotten telling me that men, after hearing the Mgtow message, feel better about themselves. Feel better about themselves. That's amazing, don't you think? What could have gotten into their life that could make them feel horrible about themselves, hate themselves, live a life of pain and suffering? That life of pain and suffering comes from social control and the domination of the matriarchy over the man and the destruction of his respect, his self-respect, his self-image, his self-worth. That's what they've done to us men. That it takes a message coming from me and guys like me to say, hey, wake up, right? Shake the cobwebs out of your head. You're not a piece of shit. You're not stupid. You're not worthless. You have value. Look in the mirror. See yourself, right? Get a handful of your nuts and look around and say, I did this. I made this. It's me, right? And realize you have value. Fuck, right? I get letters like that all the time. John, don't quit. You saved my life. I've actually gotten that. You know what kind of pressure that is? It's good pressure in a way, but John, don't quit. You're saving lives. I've heard that at least 8 times. You're saving men's lives. What does that mean? Does that mean they were suicidal? Does it mean they realize that men have committed suicide because of what women say and do to men, bringing them down? And if they can come out of that, it will save lives. I don't know what it means. It could mean all of those things. This idea of leaving. Oh, stupid freaking phone. This idea of leaving the plantation, men going their own way. It is a concept of freedom to get away from people, parasitically living off of us on an individual basis. All right, so I'm going to now read this last little letter here from GSK. And he wants a little advice on a very short comment. He says, I just broke up a 5-year relationship with an INFJ personality type girl who was divorced and had a 10-year-old kid. My Myers-Briggs personality type is ESFP. She kept pressuring marriage and I was getting overwhelmed. What are your thoughts? Right, John, did I do the right thing? So first off, I can't tell anyone if they did the right thing, and I won't do that. Right? I don't want to accept the responsibility. I don't think people should absolve themselves their responsibility for the choices they made. Now, first, let's talk about the Myers-Briggs personality test. It covers 4 main parts of the brain. This is very quick, so bear with me. Either you're an introvert or an extrovert. Extroverts love to go out and socialize and talk to tons and tons of people and get all kinds of input. They love being around people. Introverts tend to like more privacy and quiet. Right? They want to be with themselves and inside their head. Okay, the next part is intuitive or sensing, meaning do you use your brain and work on things, or do you use other rules and systems? Then there's thinking and feeling. You know, do you make decisions with your thinking side of your brain, or do you tend to go with feelings? You know, and that one's pretty self-explanatory. The last one is judgmental or perceiving. That is, are you quick to make decisions or slower to make decisions? So when you mix everything up, there's 16 personality types. So I would recommend you go to 16personalities.com, 16personalities.com. You can find out who you are. But what's more important than that on the personality scale, what's incredibly important is if you find out what other people's personalities are, you can go to 16 personalities and read about their idea of professional work, romance, personal life. You can find out, based on this, you'll get a good, strong look at that person's personality, why they make the decisions they make, why they do what they do. Now that's really important. I do it and use it all the time for personality assessment when I deal with people professionally, and I just don't deal with people a lot personally. I don't care for them. So, interestingly, GSK knows his type and knew her type. Okay, now it doesn't matter what the personality type of a woman is, typically they're going to have the same goals in mind, right? That is, they want a man to protect them, care for them, give to them all they can get with as little return that they have to give. Basically, they want everything for nothing. That's how 99.999% of the women are out there. That's how they are. Like I said, the ones that don't act like that, you'll never meet them because they're in a house locked away making cookies somewhere. Finding them is the proverbial finding a needle in a needle stack. You don't know which needle you're looking for. Anyway, so GSK ended up leaving a woman who was pressuring him for marriage. You know, it doesn't matter what her personality type was. She had a 10-year-old child, and she wanted someone else to take care of that child. She wanted someone else to help her with it. She wanted marriage. You see, GSK was taking care of her and the child. They'd been together for 5 years. But she was pushing for marriage. Why would she do that? You know, as men, this is the problem we have with women. As you see, they want that what is called security, right? They want to feel like they're safe. In order to get that from a man, they have to lock him in. Marriage is a great way to do that. Now, the problem is that locking in, that marriage lock, hitching, tying the knot, handcuffing, right, imprisoning, whatever you want to call it, that's a twofold action. locking you in means